Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time. Joining me tonight, Columbia Tribune's Kwiecinski. Chris, thanks for joining me. How's your Sunday been going? We were talking football earlier. You're a Bears fan, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a Bears fan. It's a rough going, but that Justin Fields guy's looking better by the game, so I'm excited.
There we go. Well, speaking of football, obviously we're here to talk about a lot of Mizzou at the game yesterday. You know, overall thoughts, how much do you put into this game? You know, how much do you take away from it?
Yeah, it's interesting because when you think about it, like this should have been like a 40-point win. Like I was thinking back to what's happened with SEMO last year, where it was like 59-28. You could tell like every quarterback got a rotation. We saw Tyler Macon, we saw Brady Cook. I was expecting to see all four quarterbacks yesterday. The fact that we didn't was kind of a little bit of like not a letdown, but just kind of like, well, this is, you know, it's a little rough because you expected that team to go out and just blow away an FCS team to kind of connect the disjointed parts of the offense, and it just didn't seem to happen. But at the end of the day, like Drinkwitz was talking about after the game, you know, a win is a win. You got to take it where you can get it.
Do you think, you know, some of the strategy of keeping Brady Cook in there that whole game was to kind of maybe build that chemistry and kind of keep growing him, or do you think that was maybe the goal of that?
Yeah, I could see it, especially when near the back end of the game where you kind of see like some of the things they were doing, like running and running him, and then just trying to connect with different receivers and too. But I think the biggest thing for me, especially with Brady and building that chemistry, was with Dominic Lovett. You saw that huge touchdown pass. It was 79, I believe it was 79, 78 yards or so. And it just looked like it clicked, and you're like, that's the disjointed part just blowing away. You know, that's what they were trying to do the first two games, connecting right there, and you're like, okay, it's starting to come together. Maybe some of it was, you know, maybe we're looking ahead to Auburn, we're trying to install some stuff, trying to get there. But at the end of the day, like you saw some of the disjointed parts just coming together slowly.
Well, you know, I think there's a lot of miscues. Obviously, Drinkwitz focusing on that offensive line a lot. I think there was, 5 penalties on that offensive line in that game. What's your overall takeaway? Where are we at right now with that offensive line?
It's tough because when you think about what Drinkwitz was talking about after the game, he said, you know, we have to go back to the drawing table. We have to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure out which 5 offensive linemen are going to fit with this team right now. And I think that was one of the things that reminded me after the Tennessee game last year, where it was like, you know, all the spots are open. You know, where it's competition time. We need to figure out who is the best player that's going to play, and we're going to find those players. And I think it's important, especially since there's so many experienced guys, and there's so many younger guys too. Like they're going to get a crack at this, and they're going to see, maybe we're going to see a different offensive line come Auburn. But at the same time, it's part of that competition factor where it's like, well, these are the guys in your spot's not safe. If you want to have your spot, you got to compete for it. And I think that's just going to make the team better.
When you look at that line, obviously missing Xavier Delgado, you had Bency Polgar, who was the transfer, obviously supposed to be on that line, but NCAA rules, obviously he's not going to be. So what overall do you think needs to change? Obviously maybe having Delgado back might be a good thing, but overall what do you think some changes might need to be made?
Yeah, I think it's just consistency. I mean, we talked a lot about just the running game and just what needs to be better, and I think it's just, you know, stringing together plays, stringing together consistent and solid and just positive plays. I mean, when you talk about the running backs that Mizzou has this year, Elijah Young, Nate Pete, and Cody Schrader, all guys with different skill sets. You know, you can bring in different guys and different plays. You can do different things, and I think that just the comparison of the three of them, they all complement each other, and I think that's important. But I think the offensive line just has to just string consistency.
Well, I feel like when you look on Twitter after any game, it's not always a friendly place, right? Yeah. But, you know, you look after this one, there's a lot of rumblings of, you know, people want to see all the different quarterbacks. Do you think it's a thing where maybe this year we might just be seeing Brady Cook, or what do you think it would take for maybe Eli Drinkwitz to make some sort of change? A lot of people want Sam Horn. I don't know if we're going to be seeing Sam Horn this year, folks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like I don't think we're going to see Sam Horn in the starting capacity, just because like I know the desire to see him. I remember watching him in some of the fall camp practices. You can see like he's got mobility, he's got a big arm. It's so enticing with a 4-star kid coming in here, especially with Luther Burden too. But I think it's important just to say and to think about how he's got to build confidence somewhere. He's got to learn the scheme. He's got to learn how to play college football. It's such a different game, especially at the SEC level. But it wouldn't surprise me just to see Brady Cook be the guy through and through. I mean, there's one more game on the schedule that I think is one of those should be a pretty easy win, which is New Mexico State. It's a program that's struggled pretty consistently in the football, with football. But I think that game we might be able to see Sam Horn. But in my opinion, I think really we should be looking out for Tyler Macon too. I want to see what he can do, because he talked about before the season. He talked about all the things he did to get better with his accuracy and his strength. I was excited to see if he could get on the field on Saturday, but he just never did. But I think it's part of, you know, build the confidence with Brady. You know, build the rhythm, build the confidence, and then go from there, because Auburn is a huge opportunity for this team to earn some redemption after the Kansas State game.
Well, you're definitely going to need some defense when you make the trip down to Alabama, right? What have you seen from this defense, obviously, so far in this season? I feel like we've seen some highs and, obviously some dips and valleys yesterday as well. What was your overall consensus?
Yeah, this is a team that bends but that doesn't break, especially on the defensive end. Obviously, it's a little difficult when you look at some of the missed tackles and some of the miscues that they had, but it's great to see the team rebound. That's not something we saw a lot last year, where when they lost confidence, it seemed just to kind of sink. I think of that Tennessee game where I think Tennessee went up like 21-0 in the first quarter, and after that, it was just it just wasn't pretty. But against Kansas State, there was so many opportunities for that team just to roll through the defense. That defense held. That sign of improvement. It's a sign of that mental fortitude that this team understands what it has to do to win. And I'm excited to see where it goes, especially in Auburn, with an Auburn team that sputtered offensively last Saturday against Penn State. They only put up, I believe it was 12 points. So there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity to get even more confidence and even build and get stronger, and to really put your stamp on the SEC, saying, hey, we're not the team we were last year.
When you look at Auburn, you mentioned it there. What's some big things that you think Mizzou might need to pinpoint there? That's going to be a tough matchup, tough place they've never played before, too.
Yeah, it's difficult, especially since that's a place where Eli Drinkwitz came from. He spent time at Auburn, and he's probably thinking about that. But I'm thinking about the T.J. Finley, that connection there. That's a mobile quarterback. That's a guy that you have to watch. That's the running quarterback dynamic that Mizzou didn't really solve at Kansas State. Adrian Martinez was able to run around and run free and create opportunities for Deuce Vaughn. You have to stop that mobility. You have to maybe contain him a little bit, put a spy on him. You have to do something just to make sure that he doesn't beat you with his legs, because as we saw yesterday with Penn State, it was difficult for him to beat Penn State consistently with his arm. So do what you got to do to limit the runs, limit the quarterback mobility. Then you're giving yourself a chance.
Well, have you ever been to Auburn before?
I have not.
Are you going to be going to Auburn?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Awesome. Well, I'm interested to see how the Tigers do down there. Obviously, it's going to be a tough matchup, but it should be one fun one to watch. But first SEC game's always fun.
Oh yeah. Especially last year. I remember just kind of gearing up for it. It was different air. It was a different feel. Like, okay, now it's time. Now it's time to walk the walk.
Awesome. Well, we will have a lot to watch with the Tigers this week. I know you'll be all over it. I appreciate you joining me tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me for the first time. It's great.
Awesome. For the rest of you guys, we'll be right back after the break.